Welcome back to Bowlaway Lanes and Lindsay and 31-year-old Ralph Eckhardt. 2 down and 3 to go. 3 Toronto players now left to go. Tony DiRienzo, Peter Skirney, and Greg Pederitis. Once again, Ralph bowls the first frame. Gets started here, and he's the warmed-up bowler. And Tony wants to finish first, so he watches Ralph throw that strike. And we get a chance to see Tony DiRienzo, left-hander from Toronto. Doesn't throw it very fast. Real smooth delivery. And he's on the side and off and running. Gets that first strike. He's had a few warm-up balls and threw one on both lanes. 26.87 for the tournament. 1 pin higher than Terry Noon, who we saw last game. Yes, sir. Out with a double. The loser here guaranteed $700 as we start getting into some of the big money. So we watch Ralph here. His 26.55 score placed him 5th overall. No, the ball didn't move back on him, and it's so important when it comes out of the fingers. If you palm it at all here, you get it back in the palm. It doesn't move for you. And Ralph now is going to find himself behind the 8-ball early. Ooh, a tough spare to get here this weekend also, and doesn't pull it off. So there's Ralph with 28 in the first frame, 43 through 2, and it's a little early, but Ralph has been able to come along in both games. Ooh, finds himself with a head pin here in game 3, and Ralph beat Ron Robbins 269 to 230. Snuck by Terry Noon with 3 last frame strikes, 241 to 238. I was going to find out how to play catch up here right now because as he picks a head pin in the 3rd frame. The pin's 12.55 through 3, and boy, Tony is sitting with an opportunity here to put some big numbers on the board. 45 pins a frame when you throw some strikes in a row, and they can add up in a big hurry. Tony DiRienzo, a plumber from Toronto, certainly been kept. Nope, he's going to let Ralph right back in the door. But Tony's been kept real busy in the city with certainly all the building that's been booming. Certainly the plumbing trades have been busy, and it certainly keeps Tony busy on a lot of Saturdays. Well, it's been a tough spare, and he doesn't get it either. So here we sit 59 through 2, and Ralph with a strike open, not in a whole lot of trouble at this stage. Such a key frame, that 3rd frame on a double. Fraser Hambley, one of the top bowlers from Toronto, said he picked every 3rd frame in this whole weekend, and just destroys the momentum. But it's up to Tony to pull it back together right now. Great car racing fan. Tony follows the fast car circuit. Grand Prix in Montreal and Detroit. No, it leaves a corner. The ball hits into the lane and certainly takes a little bit of stuff off it, and only to get a little smoother, but kind of cups the ball in his hand here. 1, 2, 3. right on it. Another three-step approach. So he gets a spare. 72 1/3 on a spare, and Ralph Eckhardt now only 17 pins down. Certainly with an opportunity to get back in this one. And here he comes. Here he comes. He's been on the head pin all day, and he's able to turn it around here. And as I said last game, many pleasant memories of St. Catharines and Ralph and Joyce Maxwell and Wilma Wendell. Many of the young players who have all now played in the Masters. And gets a corner here and wants to spare it. No problem. Two good frames here. Striking a spare would be two good shots. Yep, covers it off. 85 through the fourth. Well in this game. Solid shooting. So here's Tony now. Say 26.87 for the 10 games, 13.05 yesterday, 13.82 today. A big finish, 3.06, 3.46 his last two games. And here he comes. He knew that one too. 102 keeps his 17-pin lead. And that third frame certainly cost Tony a big edge and has kept Ralph in the ballgame. And a strike here will give Tony a chance to add to his totals. She wavered, but she didn't go down. So we're going to continue with that 17-pin margin. And we got somebody looking for a couple of strikes here. One, two, three-step approach. Ooh, and he misses it too. That definitely has Ralph back in the game. Whereas the right-handers go left, right, left. With left-handers, it's right, left, right. As they slide out on that right foot. So there's an open frame, 145 through the sixth, 72 through three, 73 for the next three, and close to a 250 average, but he's given Ralph a chance to those last frame heroics, and he's, well, it didn't break in. 105, wants to spare this now. Wants a spare here to stay in the ballgame. And gets it. 105 through the fifth, the spare. Full strike here, and he'd only be 10 pins down. Just what he wanted. 135 through the sixth, the spare, striking the seventh. 10 pins down, but the strike already on the board. Here's Tony, who's been no. Wants the 15 here, though, both sides. He's certainly giving Ralph every opportunity. Ooh, no. Let's get this frame out of the way. Gets a grab the 10 count here. Which he does. Now coming up to frame number 8, 155 through the seventh. He wants to put a strike on the board here. There's still lots to score here yet. Tony can still shoot 290. Ralph can shoot 315. So there's certainly still lots to score here yet. But we're playing for some big money here. The loser winning $700. Oh, and Tony's missed it. Wants a spare. It's a shot he wanted. Gives him a spare. 155 in the 7th, spare in the 8th. And Ralph and Ron Robbins here have kind of been figuring it out. Certainly can be in control of this game, but it's not a time for error right now. He wants to put this ball out on the left side, let it cross the headpin into the right pocket. No, he's not going to do it. It's on this strike now. He wants the cover here. Wants the spare. Gives him a 30 count. So he's going to go open here. 160 through the 7th frame, open in the 8th, and Tony's back in the game, and with a good count here, is almost in the lead. Picks up the other 5. 175 through the 8th. Ball's the 9th here. Tony wanted to finish first. He's going to do that. He's going to be able to put a score up, and we saw what happened last frame when Terry Noon did that, and Ralph was able to nip him in the last frame. Whoa. He's been deadly on the middle, but it's coming back to haunt him here right now. So as Ralph Eckhardt finishes 9 frames, 188 through the 9th. Now his maximum's 233. Tony DiRienzo 234 to go on to the next game. He's got 3 frames, 79 pins. Three frames, he needs 79, working on a spare. Well, we got a big break there. Leaves the corner pin, goes to 183. So he's only looking for 234. Spare here would be a big helper. The spare here is a very big shot. He covers it. He covers it, and he knew it. So now Tony sits 183 through the 8th, 233 being the maximum score. Put it this way, a strike is an automatic winner. A corner pin will have to be spared. A strike here is an automatic winner. Nope. Woo, 203. Now he needs a spare here. He can still get to 233 and force Ralph to throw 3 strikes. Yes, sir. Strike on top, and he's guaranteed a tie. Needing a strike to guarantee a tie. And he has it, and he knew it. We saw the heroics last game. There's no question about this one. There's no 41s or 43s. He needs 3 strikes. Nope, not today. So Ralph Eckhardt, after disposing of Ron Robbins and Terry Noon, meets his match here in Game 3. Tony DiRienzo of Toronto. No, picks up the 10, 198. Tony DiRienzo of Toronto, 233. 198 for Ralph Eckhardt. $700 for Ralph, and Tony will now meet his longtime friend Peter Skirney.